So a while back, Savannah Antal, a pro-life content creator, was punched in the face in Harlem while her husband filmed it and watched. And now she's upset that the charges against her attacker, Breonna Rivers, were dropped from a felony to a misdemeanor, now seemingly nothing at all. So she then made a follow-up video talking about all the woes and problems of the criminal justice system because they didn't punish her bully enough for her.
2025, I, Savannah Craven Entau, was brutally assaulted in the streets of Harlem while conducting interviews on Planned Parenthood. The entire shocking interaction was caught on camera by my husband, leaving no doubt that the assailant, Breonna J. Rivers, was not only guilty of aggravated assault, but also exulting over her own vicious criminal act. Rivers was arrested and reportedly charged with felony assault. But after an interview with two prosecutors, I was informed that the felony had been downgraded to a misdemeanor, despite indisputable video evidence of brutal assault and battery, producing significant injury, trauma, and resulting in over $3,000 in medical bills. On July 23, 2025, I find out the prosecution simply allowed this misdemeanor to be dismissed on speedy trial grounds. I was never advised by the prosecution that my case had essentially been abandoned. As a matter of fact, the prosecutor assigned to handle my case isn't even admitted to the New York bar, just an inexperienced law school graduate. Yet he was able to handle my case under a student practice rule, which is supposed to apply to only very minor offenses. It is hard to avoid the conclusion that this case was deliberately sabotaged. To this day, my assailant, Breonna J. Rivers, continues to show zero remorse and make jokes about her act of violence toward me and other pro-lifers. I do not want clicks, fame, or sympathy for what happened to me. I want justice for the countless pro-life and conservative activists that go out and peacefully stand up for what they believe in.
I'm gonna get straight to it. Savannah needs to take her L and sit down somewhere like her husband did and reevaluate her approach. New York City, I can only imagine that there are countless people who are victims of normalized violence that happens at home, school, work, everyday life that we may never hear about. So why should a YouTuber who willingly engages and antagonizes the public for content be a top priority? Come on, man. The city of New York got way bigger problems and way more vulnerable victims. We all know this. But that's the problem with people like Savannah. They use opportunities like this to self-victimize, say they were unprovokingly attacked, and now wants the world to revolve around them. Then her audience is going to take this as an attack on their beliefs and set them on a course to be radicalized over something stupid. This is the formula with these random encounter, prove me wrong interview type of people. They want to create spectacles in order to prove a point. Ever since Charlie Kirk got shot, there's been an increased trend and motivation of individuals invading public spaces with social discourse in order to create a spectacle online, then expecting the same social immunity as somebody just going down the street minding their business. This ain't advocacy or activism. It's an insane form of entitlement to think that I can advocate whatever I want, when I want, where I want, and expect the utmost civilian dignity and legal protections no matter who I antagonize. Your table ain't exactly lemonade stand, and a street corner ain't no internet echo chamber. Now, me, personally, I'm against abortion unless the life of the mother is in jeopardy or the woman was forced to conceive. Pretty much anything outside of that is justifying killing an innocent person. I believe it's pretty irrational to think otherwise. So you know what I'm not going to do? Go in the street and rage bait irrational potential killers. Makes sense? Savannah could have been holding a class, passing out literature for one to voluntarily read, protesting at an abortion clinic, or condemning the healthcare workers and public officials that actually allow it to happen. Instead, her bright idea is to make a mockery out of the very people that she's supposedly trying to reach. Now me, for something like this, I'm on my meager yet humble YouTube page. You have to go out your way or let your algorithm lead you to this video. You then make a conscious choice to listen for a few minutes to receive the message or not. That takes intention and consent that's not at your expense. Now, I've been to New York a few times and I can tell you this. I never walk out the door thinking, today's a great day for someone to argue with me on the street about abortion and put it online. I don't think any native New Yorkers leave the house wanting that. If you from New York and you leave the house suspecting that, let me know in the comments. Now back to abortion. I believe it's actually pretty wicked. In the USA, Planned Parenthood was originally founded with a eugenics agenda. And nowadays, it's clearly the consequence of moral denial and financial desperation. So it's likely that staunch supporters either won't share the same moral compass as you, or people are drowning with day-to-day life uncertainty already. You need consent, time, and compassion to get through to someone like that. And if you ain't want it, shake the dust off your shoes and politely keep it moving. Not shove a camera in their face and make them look crazy online. Discourse over things like this have become a lot less compassionate and way more confrontational. And that's the direction our country is headed to. People veiling confrontation as activism or polite discourse in order to create the loudest echo chamber. You should not be operating on an interpersonal grassroots level if you only want to change people's ways through force or humiliation in the end. So yeah, Savannah got punched, and now she wants the whole system to bend around her busted lip and bruised ego. Now, Savannah is just one person. Maybe two if you count a weak husband. But imagine this. Imagine masses of these jokers wanting the entire country to bend to their bruised ego because somebody actually hurt them on a moral battleground that they created. For these people, it ain't never actually about abortion, Bible principles, domestic welfare, or whatever they say to be pushing. It's all about spectacle. And if your activism needs a camera crew and a viral moment to matter, maybe it's not activism at all. Maybe it's just performance. Anyway, I said what I said. If you feel me, drop a comment, share it, sit with it. If you disagree, cool. But ask yourself this. Are you disagreeing to defend the cause? Or are you just pulling up to watch a spectacle like Savannah's husband did? It's been real.